Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Decades with Joe E. Kramer. Too true to believe, too true to be true. You be the judge.
You turn the time circuits on. Say, kids, what time is it?
It's 7 o'clock at WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
You tell me you built a time machine?
This is the sound of the 80s generation. Decades with Joe E. Kramer starts now. On 105 The River.
All right, here we go. It's another Saturday night. Welcome to Decades, the 80s, the 90s, and more as we just keep on getting older, right? Great night tonight. We have a Decades Artist Spotlight with a very special artist. We have Hairspray at 8. We have the 8-track classic Flashback and Singing with the Sam. Yeah, we're going to destroy another song. I'll talk about it all coming up. So don't go anywhere. Right here, it's Decades. Cole and the Gang kicks it off. Misled.
Late at night, body's yearning, restless night, wanna be with you. Someone's playing in the garden, so enticing, should I take a bite? I don't know what's come over me, yeah. She's as heavy as a Chevy, pure excitement, misled. When she touches, can't resist her. I'm a puppet when she's playing. She's outgoing, but I love her so, misled. So I say now, baby, what's your claim to fame? Got me out of bed, heard you call my name. What's this crazy place? Wanna take me to? Tell me what's the price if I go with you? My heart, my soul, my love is not to go, the thrill, then I will. Ain't misled, be for real. Thought I knew her, this lady, opportunist, misled. Always searching for adventure, like Pandora's box, misled. And I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. Baby, what's your claim to fame? Got me out of bed, heard you call my name. What's this crazy place? Wanna take me to? Tell me what's the price if I go with you? The thrill, won't you be for real? I've got this feeling and it's rocking my brain, but I love her just the same, just the same. Misled, heard you call my name. Misled, what's your claim to fame? Misled, took me by the hand. Misled, said I would understand. Misled, boulevard of broken dreams. Misled, not a pretty scene. Misled, baby, that's your name. Misled, what's your claim to fame? My heart, my love, the thrill,
on air, online, and on your mobile device. Decades is everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere.
If you want it, you can have it. That's what you said. But I don't want the things that you leave behind. Take the pictures, take the windows and the walls. Baby, won't you leave me my peace of mind? Oh, such a waste of time. Oh, such a waste. I still want you, baby. Heaven help me. Talk to strangers. Help me over you. I can't seem to take these changes. Everything reminds my heart of you. Thought the first time was the last time we'll be forever. Now I find I'm having to search again. It'll happen, it's gotta happen, come together. I just wish somebody would tell me when. Oh, such a waste of time. Oh, such a way. I still want you, baby. Heaven help me. Talk to strangers. Help me over you. I can't seem to take these changes. Everything reminds my heart of you.
Total Reach Radio, this is Retro Radio, and in decades, and Dion Estes, the bass player for Wham. Heaven help me on Decades.
It's Joe E. Kramer with Decades.
Northeast PA's 105 The River.
As we roll through 5 full hours of Retro Radio, we do it every single Saturday night. We are live, as always. And tonight, 9 o'clock, Decades Artist Spotlight. Got a good one. Mr. Howard Jones will be with us. Keyboardist extraordinaire. Lots of hits in the 80s. No one is to blame. Things can only get better. New song, on and on and on. We'll talk to Howard after 9 o'clock. Make sure you're here. And you know, not only Michael did the lead vocals on The Jacksons, Jermaine did, and even Marlon From their Victory album, Marlon Jackson steps up to the mic. The Jacksons and Body right here on Decades.
Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home with me now? Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home? Never thought that I would hurt so bad. Ever since the day that I met you. All alone I feel 'cause I'm so sad. Don't you know this heart it grieves for you? There you were, holding back your love, trying to make me feel real bad. 'Cause your love I never had. I prayed to her, I needed her, I told her that I want her back. Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home with me now? Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home with me now? Darling, don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you know, baby, I'm the one. Just come with me and I'll make you feel. Don't you know, baby, this love is real? But there you were, holding back your love. All alone you looking sad, but I know you want it back. Deceiving me, what is the key? Do you believe in me? Is it this gracious thing? Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home with me now? Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home with me now? Girl, I want your body. You know I love your body. Girl, I need your body. Why don't you come home with me now? Girl, I want your body. Oh, baby, I need you. Why don't you come home with me? Oh, baby, don't you want me? Oh, girl, I need. Why don't you come home with me now? Why don't you come home with me now?
Decades with Joe E. Kramer. And another lost track from the 80s.
Tell me that it's evolution. it's gonna be alright, alright. Say we got a real solution. Well, you know, we all love to see the plan. You ask me for a contribution. Well, you know, hey, we're all doing what we can. When you want money for people with minds like hate, all I can tell you is, brother, you'll have to wait. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. Alright. Revolution! Alright, 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 say you change the Constitution. Well, you know, we all wanna change your head. Now you tell me it's the institution. Well, you know, you better free your mind instead. But if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. Alright. Revolution! Alright, 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 alright,
Total Reach Radio. This is Retro Radio. It is Decades. Joe E. Kramer with you. And another lost track from the 80s, 1985. I love that cover. I'm not big on covers, but that is the Thompson Twins. Album is called Here's to Future Days, and released in the UK, not released in the States. Revolution, of course, the remake of the Beatles. That was a song that was sung at Live Aid. Everybody remembers Live Aid. Nile Rodgers, of course, behind it. And the Thompson Twins performed that song with Madonna and Nile Rodgers at Live Aid in July 1985. Do you remember? I've got to box it on DVD. I got to sit down one of these days and watch the entire concert, although it's not complete. I know when I talked to Eric Brazilian of the Hooters, it was in Philadelphia, the one part of Live Aid, of course, and the Hooters part was cut out. So there are parts missing from the DVD set. All right, upward and onward we go. Tonight, 9 o'clock, the Decades Artist Spotlight. I am very happy to have Mr. Howard Jones with us tonight. Howard, of course, new song and Things Can Only Get Better, and No One Is to Blame. All those great songs. What Is Love? All from the 1980s and the early 1990s. Keyboardist extraordinaire. He's quite the musician. We'll talk to Howard Jones after 9 o'clock tonight on the Decades Artist Spotlight. Do not go anywhere for that. We got the 8-track classic flashback coming up this hour. You'll enjoy that, I know. Hairspray at 8. And after 10 o'clock, Singing with the Sam. It kind of ties in sort of with Live Aid, so we'll see what happens with that. It's all straight ahead. This is Decades. This is Retro Radio. The 80s, the 90s, and more right here. It is Decades on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 100.7 and 104.9 FM, 1340 AM around the world. Check it out anywhere at 105theriver.net. Decades with JoeEKramer.com and the Radio Bold app. You can download that for your iPhone or Android device today. We will be right back. Hang on.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer. Turn it up.
I don't want no fly guy. I just want a shy guy. That's what I want, yeah. You know what I want, yeah. Oh, Lord of mercy, mercy, mercy. The man them inna the party, party, party. The whole of them sexy, sexy. Watch them, just a follow me, follow me, follow me. Everywhere me go, the man them a rush me. Yes, I wait for pretty boy, want to love me. I need them love. Yes, I need them love. True, them know me sweet and me sexy. Everywhere me go, me say me ever ready. I need them love. Yes, I need them love. But I don't want somebody loving everybody. I need a shy guy, some kind of guy who'll only be mine. Oh, Lord have mercy, mercy, mercy. The money me not the party, party, party. The whole of them sexy, sexy, sexy. Watch them just a follow me, follow me, follow me. Mercy, mercy, mercy. None of them no move me, move me, move me. Shiny fire when you want, you want, you want it. Only you can make me irate, irate, irate. Make man, me no want none of them. Me pick up my body, lick off my head top. Me no want none of them. Me no want none of them. Things I want feel the shine man them. Want to feel me lover, and me want to feel me friend till the very end, till the very end. But I don't want somebody loving everybody. Need a shy guy, the kind of guy who'll only be mine. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. Party, party, party. The whole of them sexy, sexy, sexy. Watch them just a follow me, follow me, follow me. Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy. But none of them no move me, move me, move me. Shy guy, when you want, you want, you want it. Only you can make me irate, irate, irate. Oh, mercy, 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 mercy. Come on, come on. Almost there, almost there. Lord of His mercy. Shine man, you want hear you. Roll up your one inna the air, make me ice you. If you want no one of them, me no want see you. This one dedicated to all the shine man crew. Shine man, you want hear you. Roll up your one inna the air, make me ice you. If you want no one of them, me no want see you. This one dedicated to all the shine man crew. 'Cause I don't want somebody loving everybody. Need a shy guy, some kind of guy who'll only be mine. Oh, Lord have mercy, mercy, mercy. Money done in the party, party, party. I need a shy guy, sexy, sexy. Watch them just a follow me, follow me, follow me. Mercy, mercy, mercy. But none of them no move me, move me, move me. Shy guy, when you want, you want, you want it. I need a shy guy, irate, irate. Mercy, mercy, mercy. The money me not the party, party, party. The whole of them sexy.
This is Retro Radio. This is Decades. Total Reach Radio. The Bad Boys soundtrack. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. That is Diana King. Shy Guy and Decades.
Shy guy, shy guy, shy guy.
This is Retro Radio.
Retro Radio.
Decades on 105 The River.
As we roll through the 80s, the 90s, and more, side number 1, track number 5, I believe it was on the vinyl. John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, a.k.a. Eddie and the Cruisers. Wild Summer Nights. Turn it up.
Streetlights crystal the city, scarlet sunset on the parade, shadows racing on the beach, schoolboys they're back up on the streets, kids are far shifting down the old skate road, all the kids are dancing as the jockey spins gold, everybody's drinking that they'll never grow old. Open up your door and let those late lights roll into the wild summer nights. Wild summer nights. Wild summer nights. Baby, run wild. your pussy hot lips. Night shift, neon ribbons flash forever. Rebels, they spend that in black leather. Shipwreck pirates claim the treasures in the sand. Sideboard surfers ride the streets in super bands. Beach bars like the faces of the gypsy caravans. Open up your door, we'll let those late pipes roar into the wild summer nights, baby. Wild summer nights, wild summer nights, baby. Run wild, summer nights. Wild summer nights, baby. Wild summer nights. Wild summer nights, baby. Wild summer nights, baby. Run wild. Summer nights. Run wild. Summer nights.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer sounds like this.
Yeah, 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 Coco Jumbo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 Coco Jumbo, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my heart and make me happy. Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, feel my heart and make me happy.
Here we go, get smooth to the groove. Watching lovely ladies as I smooth as they move. Cause that's what they say, but I can't prove. So turn it up again and watch me move to the groove. As we get close, you whisper Coco. I hold you in my arms and you say Jumbo. Scream and shout, turn and say Colombo. Now I gotta go, so Coco.
Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my heart and make me happy. Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, feel my heart and make me happy.
Yeah, 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 Coco Jumbo, yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 That's the way I treat the girls, kinda smooth, cause there's one man and you and that's me. See, so let me show you around while you sip your TG. But no coca loco boom while I take a peeling. When I hold my baby, she say I do it nicer. I like my chicken with rice and lemonade. And that's what you get when you shout that Jumbo. Now I gotta go, you Coco.
Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, take my heart and make me happy. Put me up, put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Put me up, feel my heart and make me happy.
Yeah, 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 Coco Jumbo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 Coco Jumbo, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Singing everybody.
me, and that is Mr. President. Coco Jumbo.
Coco Jumbo, yeah.
Kind of forgetful, right?
This next song is for couples only. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
This song is not forgetful at all, and this brings back a flood of memories from high school. You know, maybe your girlfriend became your wife, like mine. I met mine when I was 14, 28 years later. How about that? It happens. Madonna, Crazy for You. This is Decades.
Swaying room as the music starts. Strangers making the most of the dark. Two by two their bodies become one. I see you through the smoky air. Can't you feel the weight of my stare? You're so close but still a world away. What I'm dying to say is that I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new. You feel it in my kiss. I'm crazy for you. Crazy for you. Trying hard to control my heart. I walk over to where you are. Eye to eye, we need no words at all. Slowly now we begin to move. Every breath I'm deeper into you. Soon we two are standing still in time. If you read my mind, you see I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new. You feel it in my kiss. You feel it in my kiss because I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new. You feel it in my kiss. I'm crazy for you. Crazy for you. Crazy for you. Crazy for you. It's all brand new. I'm crazy for you, and you know it's true. I'm crazy, crazy for you. It's all brand new. I'm crazy for you, and you know it's true. Yeah, I'm crazy for you.
This is the sound of the 80s generation. Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Sometimes when this place gets kinda empty, sound of their breath fades with the light. I think about the loveless fascination under the Milky Way tonight. Lower the curtain down, Memphis. Lower the curtain down, alright. I got no time for private consultation under the Milky Way tonight. Wish I knew what you were looking for. It leads you here, despite your destination, under the Milky Way tonight. Wish I knew what you were looking for. Might have known what you were finding. Wish I knew what you were looking for. Might have known what you were finding. Something quite peculiar, something that's shimmering and white, leads you here, despite your destination, under the Milky Way tonight. Wish I knew what you were.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer gives you this week's 8-track classic flashback on 105 The River.
Retro Radio. It is Decades. Right here on the river. And a song you can sing along with because the words are so easy, right? Black Betty, Ram Jam, right here on Decades. The 8-track classic Flashback. They're from New York City. And that song is actually a 20th century African-American work song credited to, the guy's name was Huddy, that originally did Leadbelly. And then that song was by Leadbelly, obviously, originally. But it was an old song. It's from the very early part of the 1900s. Ram Jam, of course, took it into the top 20 in 1977 right here on Decades. All right, hey, it's almost 8 o'clock, which means Hairspray at 8 is upon us. So do not go anywhere. We got a fantastic hour. We're going to talk, of course, a little bit of... We always talk about Kiss. So we're going to talk a little bit about Kiss next hour. David Lee Roth is in the news. Dawkins, the classic lineup happened this week. So I guess that's pretty big news with the classic lineup on stage. And, of course, a lot of great music. So stay right here. It's Decades after 9 o'clock, Howard Jones. So don't go anywhere. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM, and around the world at 105theriver.net. Decades with JoeEKramer.com, and, of course, the Radio Bolt app. This is Retro Radio. This is Decades. We'll be right back.
It's 8 o'clock at WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Hi, this is Mark Slaughter of the band Slaughter.
But now you got the sound like to the ages. Heaven awaits yours, and flowers bloom in your name.
Hi, this is Stephen Piercy.
I know you really want to lay it down right now. Lay it down, lay it down.
This is Ian Haugen from the band Europe.
Rock now, rock the night, till the morning light. Rock now, rock the night. Oh, whoa.
Listening to Joey Kramer on Decades.
You're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
You're listening to my buddy Joey Kramer right here on Decades.
This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
All right, here we go. It's another Saturday night, and 8 o'clock means we get the spandex, we get the hairspray, we get the makeup, and we get all that cool hair metal from the 80s. This is Hairspray at 8 with Shotgun Messiah. It's free. Right here, Hairspray at 8.
Warming me up with your light, so good, feels so right. In time, we'll come together again. Be there for me then.
How high was your hair? This is Hairspray at 8. Decades on 105 The River.
So make sure you stay with that. A little bit later, something I got in a conversation online this again with the pay that people get for these concerts. I have a complete list and breakdown of what artists are making in concert currently. It will blow your mind. I guarantee you. And this is what they clear after expenses. So now this band Bricklin isn't making, but it's a great song from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's called Walk Away. Hairspray at 8. This is Decades.
My life in this restless life. So many wasted dreams. They all left me tired now. All of my friends, all of my friends, million faces I don't have now. Seem so far away.
This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer on 105 The River.
Here's a little song for everybody out there. People try to take my soul away, but I don't hear the rap that they all say. They try to tell us we don't belong. That's alright. We're millions strong. This is my music. It makes me proud. These are my people, and this is my crowd. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Sometimes days are so hard to survive. Oh yeah, a million ways to bury you alive. Hey, the sun goes down like a bad, bad dream. You end up tight, gotta let off steam. They say they can break you again and again. If life is a radio, turn up to 10. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Whoa! These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Come on! These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Yeah! Woo! And they try to tell us that we don't belong, but that's alright. We're millions strong. You are my people. You are my crowd. This is our music. We don't get loud. Yeah. And nobody's gonna change me, 'cause that's who I am. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Oh yeah. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Whoa. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Yeah. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Hey. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights. Yeah. These are crazy, 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 crazy nights.
It's Retro Radio, Total Reach Radio, and Decades Hairspray at 8. How about all that? Say all that in one breath. And Kiss. Crazy, Crazy Nights. That was their big glam era. I really like that album. I know a lot of Kiss people aren't a big fan, but I was a big Crazy Nights fan. And I got into this whole discussion this week, basically about meet and greets with bands and what they're charging. And what they're charging for a show also. Now, Kiss actually isn't a big offender compared to some bands, but just to give you an idea of what Kiss does in a night. Now, and I got this from a promoter, so this is all true story. Kiss requires a promoter to pay $300,000 in full, in advance, in order to get them on the schedule. So if you want to get Kiss on the schedule, you have a venue and you want Kiss in concert, $300,000 is what you have to do up front. Now, this is to cover traveling, booking, expenses for their crew, and so on and so forth. $300,000 for that. Kiss also has sponsors, which guarantees them each night, basic take home. It keeps on going. That's around $15,000 they get for that. They also have a take on the average base of the last tour, of this tour that's going on. Kiss gets 65% of the gate. So whatever's coming in that night, they get 65% of whatever's coming in the door for the night. So this is an average per night. Just to give you an idea. Average guarantee, $15,000. Okay, so $15,000 from their sponsors. 65% of the gate for an average Kiss show is $1.2 million, and miscellaneous, $70,000. Now that's all divided by 2 because Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley get equal. So they get equal. Each one of them comes away with about $642,000. They are saying, what about the other guys in the band? Well, they get a salary. For instance, from the man I talked to, the person I talked to, Tommy Thayer, makes about $1.3 million per tour. This is all true stuff. So, but they're not really big offenders because I was looking on the internet, looking at what people get paid. Do you know bands like, just to give you a good example, Bret Michaels is getting $100,000 per night for a concert. $100,000 a night for Bret Michaels. Gavin DeGraw, when was the last time we heard from Gavin DeGraw? $75,000 a night. Clay Aiken, $100,000 a night. Casey and the Sunshine Band, $75,000 per night. The list goes on and on and on and on. The amount of money some of these are still taking in. Steve Miller, $200,000 a night. The Smashing Pumpkins, $200,000 a night. And then the bigger artists, of course, like Rihanna, gets about $500,000 a night. And then they have their meet and greets. And that's where it really gets, really make more extra money on the meet and greets. And we're going to talk about that. A lot of artists do free meet and greets. And other artists charge as much as $14,000 if you want to meet them after the concert. So we'll talk about that coming up. Plus a whole bunch of cool music. Hairspray at 8 continues after this. Right here on Total Reach Radio. Hang on.
Keeping it stiff. This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer.
movie? Raise your hand if you saw Golden Child. 2 or 3 of you, right? Body Talk Rat right here on Hairspray at 8. It's Joe E. Kramer. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk about the meet and greets. You're going to be surprised, or maybe you won't be surprised, of how much money artists are charging just to go backstage or before the concert to meet the bands. And it is incredible. It goes from free to over $13,000 or $14,000 to meet these bands. It is absolutely insane. I did put a question on Facebook, and I meant to mention this before because it's actually getting a lot of responses, and it's pretty cool. Think about this. And incidentally, you could go to Facebook, just type in 105 The River. You could type in 105 The River, and it'll take you right to our Facebook page. You're stuck in an elevator with a rock star, all right? Imagine that. You are stuck in an elevator with a rock star. Who would you want it to be? Dead or alive, what rock star would you want to be stuck in an elevator with? And I got a lot of responses. People are, GJ says, dead would be Elvis, alive, Rod Stewart. Phyllis said, maybe not rock, but Neil Diamond. Hey, Neil Diamond rocks. And, of course, Elvis. Who else? Hank Williams was in here. Maybe Elvis. A lot of Elvis. So many to choose from, says Douglas. First people to come to mind, though, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. Jimmy would have to have his instrument and the bow. And Steven, he wanted to be stuck with Ozzy. Could you imagine the conversation with Ozzy stuck in an elevator? First of all, you'd need subtitles, but besides that, it would be quite interesting. All right, one of my favorite bands, Night Ranger. This is from their 2011 album, Somewhere in California, but it's one of my favorites. Time of Our Lives. By the way, they get $55,000 per concert, split among. They're a gun and run show where they just come and play. Instruments are there, everything. So, still making good money. Night Ranger, Time of Our Lives. Hairspray at 8.
What's the use in trying? I'm tired of all the crying. If I had a choice, I'd choose a different voice. What's the use in lying? What's the use in trying? You've done your best, it's high time that you hit the road and don't look back anymore. What's the use in trying? Hands in the air, hands on my heart. When I look in your eyes, I forget for a while there's a world spinning round, life in my in the air, hands on my heart. When I look in your eyes, I forget for a while. There's a world spinning round, life in motion, and I just wanna stay in your arms for a day, and we'll live out loud. It's the time. When I look in your eyes, I forget for a while. There's a world spinning round, life in motion, and I just wanna stay in your arms for a day, and we'll live out loud. It's the
This is Hairspray at 8.
105 The River. Everybody needs a little place to get high, somewhere to call their own, don't let nobody inside. Every now and then we all need to let go. For some it's a doctor, for me it's rock and roll. For some it's a bottle, for some it's a pill. Some people read the Bible 'cause it's giving them a thrill. I
This is Decades. Joe E. Kramer, Hairspray at 8. They're from Stockholm, Sweden. Always some great Swedish heavy metal, hair metal, whatever you want to call it. Crash Diet. I really like these guys. They were formed like around 2002. A couple lead singers. Generation Wild.
Lights out, waiting for the midnight call. Time's now, shadows dancing on the wall. And all around, rising from the underground. We come alive, the fallen walls are back for more. For more. Children of the night, soldiers of our time, screaming out loud. One generation, riot in the streets, fighting in debris. Raise your fist high, the generation wild. One night of shattered glass and broken bones. The cure to medicate a restless soul. We're all around, revolutions at your door. So right now, break out and celebrate once more. Once more. Children of the night, soldiers of our time, screaming out loud. One generation, riot in the street, fighting in debris. Raise your fist high. One generation, children of the night, soldiers of our time, screaming out loud. One generation, riot in the street, fighting in debris. Raise your fist high. The generation wild. Night come, we're back against the wall. Time one, we're held in chains at dawn. But we survive, the streets are waiting in the dark. We're breaking out of fear and doubt, we stand up screaming on the walls. Nothing's gonna hold us down, waiting for the midnight train. Children of the night, soldiers of our time, screaming out loud. One generation, riot in the streets, fighting in debris. Raise your fist high. One generation, children of the night, soldiers out of line, screaming out loud. One generation, riot in the streets, fighting in debris. Born to die free. One generation, the generation wild.
Hairspray and lots of it. This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
Kiss my soul, taste my life, for my brain. Spend my time lost in
is Hairspray at 8.
Northeast PA's 105 The River.
From their first album, they were considered metal funk. I guess they kept that title when you hear songs on their second album, Porn Graffiti. So anyway, we're going to talk about those meet and greet things coming up. Howard Jones with us in about 8 or 9 minutes, so you do not want to miss that, of course. Who would you want to be stuck in an elevator with? Go to Facebook, 105 The River, and let me know who you'd want to be stuck in an elevator with. What rock star would be? Doesn't even have to be a rock star. You know, celebrity of any kind. Wrapping up Hairspray at 8. This is Poison. Krytop, Hairspray at 8.
Remember the nights we sit and talk about all our dreams. Well, little did we know that they were distant and they seemed the well. Oh, I knew it and you knew it too. I think we go through well. Oh,
gun and run show. I guess they call it something like that because he basically shows up. The lights and everything are all ready. They just get on stage. Even the instruments are supplied. When Poison's on tour, Poison's making $200,000 a show. So, but you don't have to share it then. So you got to look at it that way. We got Howard Jones coming up in just a few seconds here, but I'm going to talk about these meet and greets really quick. How much does it cost for meet and greets? Now, if you go to meet and greet with Kiss, you're talking about $2,000, $1,800 I've heard, but you do get an acoustic concert ahead of time. So, I don't know. I could never spend that money to meet anybody. I don't care who it was. And some artists do not charge anything. Taylor Swift, who I'm always ragging on about her concert prices, her last concert, she sells VIP packages, but she goes around and picks about 50 different people with cool costume signs, good vibes, invites them backstage to meet her. But I know she charges something. I just don't trust it. Rihanna holds them near to her spirit. She goes right near a tour bus after the show. You just have to be in the right place at the right time with Rihanna. So how about that? One Direction, $460 for the ultimate VIP package, which includes their sound check, individual photos, and a seat in the front 3 rows, which is actually, I guess, horrible. Because you got to realize most of this is on top of the tickets. Most of it's on top. Selena Gomez, $745. Justin Bieber, $2,628 with no tickets. How about that? Now you're probably saying, who has the most expensive meet and greet as my music runs out here? How about this one? Demi Lovato and Nick Jonas, the Future Now Tour, $13,140. No ticket. You get 2-3 guests to go backstage for the near over $13,000. A private backstage dressing room with your own rider. You get an exclusive backstage tour. You get some food. Both Demi and Nick will come to your dressing room. They'll sign some stuff for you. You'll get a VIP tour laminate. That's worth almost $14,000. A snapback hat. It's ridiculous. I can't even go on talking about it. No tickets. You have to have a ticket. So if you paid a $14,000, you have to get a ticket first. So you're figuring $300-400 for the ticket. So Demi Lovato and Nick Jonas over third. I've heard as much as $14,000 for that. So you see where I'm going with this, people? All right, someone who doesn't charge his fans ever to meet. In fact, he's still huge in the UK. Unbelievable musician. I'm talking about Howard Jones. The Decades Artist Spotlight is next. Don't you go anywhere. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio. Hang on.
It's 9 o'clock at WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre. This is a Decades Artist Spotlight.
Hi everyone, this is Russell Hitchcock of Air Supply.
Close your eyes, I want to ride the skies in my sweet dream.
Hey there, this is Mike Tramp, The Wide Line. This is Nick Varney from Cutting Crew. You're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer. You're listening to Joey Kramer on Decades. And you're listening to Decades with the unimaginably brilliant Joey Kramer.
This is the Decades Artist Spotlight. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
We are on another Decades Artist Spotlight, and this week I have a very special guest. I've been trying to get him on the show for quite some time. You just got to be persistent. Eventually, I think they say yes to me just to get me out of my hair, out of their hair. Musician, singer, songwriter. I mean, he was a maestro on the synthesizer back in the 1980s, and he's still going strong. We're going to be talking to the one and only John Howard Jones coming up. So stay right here to Decades Artist Spotlight. First, let's hear some music. 1983, Howard Jones' new song, the Decades Artist Spotlight.
I've been waiting for so long to come in and sing this song. Oh, don't be fooled by what you see. Don't be fooled by what you hear. Oh, this is the song to all of my friends. Take the challenge to their heart. Challenge you.
This is the Decades Artist Spotlight with Joe E. Kramer, this week's artist.
It's another Decades Artist Spotlight, and tonight it is a true honor. We are here with singer-songwriter, all-around incredible musician. He, without a doubt, defined the synth-pop sound of the 1980s. Mr. Howard Jones is with us tonight. How you doing, Howard?
Hi, Joey. I'm great, thanks. I'm good.
32 years since that first album, Humans Lib, came out, but, you know, it started well before that. So before I talk about what's going on right now, which I definitely want to get into, go back to the beginning, because you started classical lessons when you were, 7 years old?
Yeah, that's right, yes. My parents really wanted me to learn the piano, and so it was a kind of tradition in our family to do something musical because, my parents were Welsh, so in Wales, there's a big tradition of singing and playing instruments and poetry, that goes back for centuries. So they wanted me to continue the family tradition.
And, it's interesting because you say you piano, but yeah, I was shocked because I always think of, when I thought of Howard Jones when I was growing up, I was a teenager in the 80s, and I thought of synthesizers, keyboards. I was shocked. I remember watching Live Aid and seeing you with the piano.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to seeing that.
No, I think a lot of people were very surprised that day because they did associate me with, with the synth sound, and they thought really that was, but for me, anything with a keyboard works. And, I started on the piano, but anything with keys meant that I could get excited about it,
And it goes way back for you because first organized band, you're about 14. You went to the Royal National College of Music. I mean, that was, you really started into the band. Talk about that first band when you were 14 years old.
Yeah, well, I was living in Canada at the time. My parents emigrated to Canada for a short time before we came back,
right.
and I was at high school, and I used to play piano at lunchtime in one of the classrooms, and people used to come in and have a listen, and I got noticed by people who were wanting to form a band, and so I got invited to be a member of the band, and I didn't have any kind of electric keyboard myself, but they found me, a Farfisa organ, which is the organ that the Animals used to have, when they did House Rising Sun. And so that was my first experience of playing an electric keyboard, which was really amazing. And I suppose that really fired me up then for the rest of my musical life.
Well, the sound in the 60s had that, what did they used to call it, the Moog synthesizer, that all the bands seemed to be using in the late 1960s?
Well, yeah, I don't know if all, I always think of hearing, the modular Moog on the Abbey Road album that the Beatles had. And also, the Beach Boys were very early users of the Moog as well. But, nobody could really afford those instruments, and there was only so few of them being made. And the first time I heard it being played live was in 1970 at the Isle of Wight Festival, and Keith Emerson sort of debuted ELP, and it was the first time that anybody's really heard the big Moog on a big rock stage, and that was incredible experience to be there.
And it's interesting you said about Emerson that I've read that he's one of you kind of, when you did your first band, well, not your first band, but your band, it was called Warrior, you kind of merged the music of him and classical music together to get that sound. Well,
I felt such a strong connection with Keith because he came from a classical background as well, but he, married it with incredibly exciting rock music, and he also, on stage, he was the front man, he was like the Jimi Hendrix of the keyboards,
right.
And it was the first time that a keyboard player had been like the one you want to go and see, so that was a huge influence on me, and it was so great later in my life to actually meet Keith and spend a day with him, and it was just, he'd always been a hero of mine.
Now, I always hear, when I hear about Howard Jones, I hear about the one-man shows. Now, did that happen as you were, when you kind of breaking into the business, or was that earlier on? Was that 1970s? When was that?
That was like sort of late 70s, just coming into the 80s, really. And I at that time, there was this explosion of new technology that was, just about affordable, like the Roland drum machines and the Moog Prodigy and the Jupiter 8 and the Juno 60. They were instruments that you could actually, you could go up to London and if you'd saved your money, you could buy one. And so I got this idea that, because this technology was so exciting, how great it would be to sort of invent a new way of playing pop music, which was as a one-man band surrounded by all these great new instruments that nobody had really had a chance to play with much before. So that's what I did, and I started playing in pubs and clubs around where I lived. I went up to London. I played the Marquee Club, and I think I did about sort of 150, 200 gigs a year, tiny gigs, but it established that idea of the one-man electronic show.
And you were definitely an early pioneer of the whole. You want to call it, I guess, I hate the label stuff, new wave, whatever, in the 80s, but here in the States, we were stuck in around 1978, 79, 80. We were stuck listening to Anne Murray and Kenny Rogers. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, all of this music, great music came over from the UK, on just the Flock of Seagulls and, Duran Duran and Howard Jones, and you were just a huge part of that in 1984 when Humans Live came out. It was just a new, refreshing sound.
Yeah, well, I think that that for me, I'd grown up listening to amazing bands in the 60s and the 70s, and I felt in my gut that it was important that as a young new artist that you should use the technology of the day. So many people had used the traditional rock band format and done it so well and really, established it in an amazing way. But if you're a young person, you don't want to follow in those footsteps. You want to try and break with tradition and do something new. And fortunately, that was the time that I was living in. So I really grasped onto that. And I think that, as you say, it was a fresh new sound that people really latched onto and kind of, understood straight away.
I know when Humans Live came out, and songs like, New Song and What Is Love, my favorite song on Humans Live is Hide and Seek, which wasn't a big hit here in America, but I'm still today on my radio show, I'm big with playing the album tracks more than the hits. So, because a lot of times there's a lot of songs on albums that are so good that were never released to radio. And Hide and Seek, wasn't a hit here, but it's a fantastic song, one of my favorites.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it still is my favourite song of mine throughout the whole career, and it was released as a single here, and it did.
Right.
I think it got to number 6 in the charts here, and so I was so pleased that such an ambitious track really could actually get into the charts. So I don't think it would have suited American radio at the time, but I still think that most people feel that's their favourite.
And I always hear about New Song. Interesting that it was a song that you wrote when you were working in a factory when you wrote that song.
Yeah, that's right. I was working in a saran wrap factory. I was perforating cling film, we call it, plastic film that you wrap your sandwiches in, and that's what I did all day. But I was dreaming, and then as soon as I'd finished work, I'd be down to the local demo studio, and I'd be working like till 3 o'clock in the morning on demo recordings, and it was always my dream that that was a way for me to fund my work in the factory, and eventually I did leave and did get a record deal, but it took a long time.
And when did you finally feel, okay, I'm set enough now that I could quit my day job? When did that feeling come over and say I could go full head into music and not have to worry about working during the day?
Well, it was a very fateful event happened to me, because I was working in the factory, and I realized that I was having to spend too much time during the day, that I needed to work on the music and to work on getting gigs and to develop all my ideas. And so I quit the factory, and I had this fruit and vegetable round that which enabled me to have more free time. And during that one night, a drunk driver hit the front of the van that me and my wife were in, and she was trapped under the van and was quite seriously injured. And I realised to myself that we both could have been killed that night, and that we were so close to that that I thought, really, there's no time to waste. You just absolutely must pursue your real dream in life and just go for it. And that was the moment when I decided, right, whatever happens, I'm going to do music, and I'm going to get there. And it was a big sort of pivotal moment for me in my life.
This week's Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
We are here with Howard Jones this week on the Decades Artist Spotlight. Things can only get better. Another top 10 hit for him in the States. John Howard Jones, he will turn 62 years old. Unbelievable it's been that long. Fantastic guy. Incredibly nice guy, too. Because they're not all nice, believe me. Believe you me. We're going to continue. We're going to talk more Howard Jones music coming up, so don't you go anywhere. This is the Decades Artist Spotlight with Howard Jones this week on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM, around the world at 105theriver.net. Decades with JoeEKramer.com, and of course, our Radio Bold app. Hang on.
This is the Decades Artist Spotlight.
Northeast PA's 105 The River.
Tonight on the Spotlight.
This week's Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
We're with Howard Jones tonight, the Decades Artist Spotlight. You just heard another one of his big hits, Life in One Day. There were so many. I could play 2 hours of Howard Jones hits, but we only have time for an hour. We got to talk more to Howard Jones right now on the Decades Artist Spotlight. So sit back and enjoy. And you went to a whole new level with when Dream Into Action came out, because this was it. I mean, when it was an 85 or whatever, things could only get better. Comes out, it goes to, it's a top 10 song, Life in One Day, one of my favorites. But No One Is to Blame probably is the signature song here in the States as far as for Howard Jones. And I remember I have Dream Into Action on vinyl. I still listen to vinyl. I'm a big vinyl guy. And I was always, I'm like, I hear it on the radio. I'm thinking, that's not the version I have on my on my album. And talk about that, because you actually redid it for it to be released to American radio.
Yeah, I mean, I really loved the version on Dream Into Action, and if you ask the fans, they always say that that's their favorite.
That is my favorite. You're right.
But I'd been spending a lot of time in America, and I've visited thousands of radio stations, and I was listening to pop radio everywhere I went, and I felt that song could be done in a way that would be more sort of radio friendly, because I so believed in the song, and I think that the way we'd done it on Dream Into Action, it was quite sparse and cool, but I didn't think it had, I thought there was another way to do it. So I worked with Phil Collins. He really wanted to produce, a new version with me, and so it just was like a piece of magic working with him, and the song, just became part of American pop culture, which I'm always shocked that everywhere I go in America, everyone knows that song. They may not know that I wrote it, and it's my track, but everyone knows the song, and it feels like it means so many different things to so many different people, and so I'm really so glad that I did do that, and that it got to be heard by so many more people.
And I could sit here and talk about all your albums for hours. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time, so I kind of want to skip ahead to more nowadays. But before I do that, you were, when I look at the number, not only you, a lot of artists in the 80s, you were putting albums out every year, just about 83, 84, 85, 86. I don't know anybody who goes at that pace nowadays.
No, I think some of the younger artists, manage to do that, but usually they have co-writers and they have sort of a big team of people working.
Right, you wrote these songs.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, for me, actually getting down to write that many songs, you really have to be fired up to do it. And I was at that time. I was so fired up, and I so was loving what I was doing, and and so passionate about it that I suppose that a lot of work came out, and time just flew by. And when I was on the road, I used to write and have a studio in my dressing room, and so I was always I felt I had so much to say, so it all just poured out.
And were you rather, what was your preference, to be on the road or to be in the studio?
God, well, I think, I mean, for me, you can't have one without the other.
Right.
Personally, I love being in the studio and writing and creating new work, but if I can't see the people that are going to hear it, I don't feel it to be very fulfilling. I need to see the people and meet them and see how they react to the work. So really, it's like the introvert and the extrovert side, that come together. Touring is the extrovert, and being in the studio is when you go into yourself and you dig deep and you express those things that people don't normally have time to express in their busy lives.
It's like you love writing the music, but if nobody's there to hear it, then what's the point of writing the music?
Exactly.
And you continued making music, obviously. I mean, like I said, we could talk for hours about your music, the 90s, right through the 90s. But when we get to the 21st century, one of my favorite albums, and in fact, I just listened to it a couple days ago because I haven't listened to it in a while, was an album called Ordinary Heroes.
Oh, right, yes.
It was one of my favorites because it was, not that it was different, but, the strings with the piano, and two of my favorite songs on there were the title track, Ordinary Heroes, which I loved, and a song which I always liked, but recently became more personal for me, a song called Soon You'll Go, because when I hear that song, I have a daughter who's just turned 18, she's getting ready for college, and when I hear that song, you think of that, because it's a happy time, but, it takes on a different meaning now that she's ready to leave the house.
Well, it was exactly that situation that occurred with me. My daughter was just about to leave for university, and I was so excited for her gaining her independence, and at the same time, it was just tearing me apart that I wouldn't be seeing her every day, you know. And I thought so many parents and, you know, people with loved ones are going through this every day, and it's really important to articulate it. And I've had so many great stories about that song. People have written to me and said, you know, they played that to their son or their daughter, you know, at the point where they were, you know, leaving home, and so I feel it really. I think it really, you know, it really did that job for people, and I'm very proud of that song.
It does,
especially when the choir comes in, the Welsh choir comes in. That just always, and I can't play that song live because I just can't get through it. You know, it's so emotional to me that I can't relive it every night. I can't play it live. It just destroys me.
And you know, that album did have you talk about the choir. It had a big sound like that, and that's when I could seg into the album Engage, which is another really. Anybody listening now, I urge them to listen to this album Engage, but listen to it with headphones, because I put my headphones on and I listen to it, and songs like The Walk, which sounds like, you know, vintage Howard Jones to me, and then you have songs like Five Pianos, which is different, but listening to it for some reason, putting the headphones on and listening to it, it's an experience, the whole album, and it's something different.
Yeah, I mean, I did want to, you know, to push myself to do something really different and not write in traditional song format, and really take people on a kind of journey and a real, you know, take them to somewhere. Like, you know, music is great because you can get lost in it, and you can trigger your imagination, and you know, that's what I wanted to do with that album. I feel it's one of those ones that is gradually getting through to people, and you know, I'm gradually hearing what people think about it, and I'm very proud of it, actually.
And the other song was The Human Touch, which I loved, and then I was watching the video on YouTube for it with all the little. There was a video on it of all the, you know, lighting effect. It's an album that just you sit there with your headphones on and you can just listen to, and you get the most out of it by hearing it that way.
Yeah. Oh, great. Well, that's great to hear that.
And you know, this I know you're very busy, and I just want to slowly wrap things up here. But this summer you were on tour with OMD and with the Bare Naked Ladies. And OMD, I mean, one of my favorite bands, OMD from the 80s. I love the guys. Yeah. But I saw Bare Naked Ladies, I'm thinking, how does this fit? Howard Jones, OMD, and the Bare Naked Ladies.
Well, I mean, it was one of the reasons why I was very attracted to doing that tour, because obviously me and OMD, we have, you know, a connection, and we actually know each other. We came from the same era, but it was it felt really good to like, oh yeah, well, let's play to a new audience as well, you know, people who won't really know our music so well. This is a chance for us to introduce ourselves to a new generation, really. And the Bare Naked Ladies, you've got to hand it to them. They're very brave to do that. But anybody who saw the tour, you know, it worked really well. And you know, me and OMD, we gained a lot of new fans, and I think so did the Bare Naked Ladies as well. So you know, it's like, I think people should take more risks like that. You know, I think it's good. I mean, I personally love all kinds of music. When music is done well, I don't just like one genre. I like everything from jazz to classical music to hip hop, and you know, I love everything that's done well. And I think the Bare Naked Ladies are very much that kind of band. You know, they grew up listening to the likes of me and OMD, and they wanted to invite us to come along, you know, and it was a cool idea.
I kind of felt sorry for them. I'm thinking, you know, you're going to have fans out there that love OMD and Howard Jones, and then they're going to see the Bare Naked Ladies. And I like the Bare Naked Ladies too, but it's such a different sound between. Yeah,
but I said to people, you know, don't leave after seeing us. You know, you know, stay, because they're so good, and they really are. They're really good, and they're very entertaining and very funny and witty, and you know, they're great band. So, and people did, and they really enjoyed it. So that's good.
So what's up next? I mean, what's coming up next now for not only this year, but what do you see coming in the future for you?
Well, I was asked to write a couple of songs for a British film last year called
Engage.
Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle. That's
yeah. And so and now I've been asked to write another song for an animated film called Animal Crackers, which is coming out next year, and I'm just working on a song for a specific moment in that film. And so I've kind of got 3 songs that are associated with films already. So I'm going to continue with that thinking and finish an album and have it out next year. So that's what I'm working on. And then obviously I'm doing lots of touring as well. I'm out there. I'm coming back to America in September, and then I'm going to Australia, and then Japan, and back do a UK tour, and then back to America next summer. So it's full on at the moment.
It seems like you're doing a lot more touring than I ever saw you do. I mean, I never saw you doing like that. The big tour you did with OMD and the Bare Naked Ladies, it was 40-some cities, whatever it was. Yeah. I mean, that was usually I see you with 15, 20 cities maybe, but that was a pretty big tour.
Yeah, it was. It was even for me. That was quite a long one, and but it was great fun. I got to places I've never even been to before in America, and I've seen a lot of America, but this was like a real adventure, and enjoyed every minute of it.
We are on the Decades Artist Spotlight. We are here tonight with Mr. Howard Jones. Howard, it's been fantastic talking to you, and I appreciate you taking out some time to be on the Decades Artist Spotlight.
Well, great. Thanks very much, Joey. It's been a real pleasure to speak with you. Hi there, this is Howard Jones, and you're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
No
Radio, Total Reach Radio, and the Decades Artist Spotlight with the one and only Howard Jones. No one is to blame.
This week's Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
Oh, God, thank Howard Jones for hanging out with us tonight in the Decades Artist Spotlight. What a great guy. And he doesn't, he does a lot of recording all over for all different types of genres of music. You go to his website. I believe it's howardjones.com if I'm not mistaken. You type in Howard Jones, you'll find it. Next Decades Artist Spotlight will be coming up in 2 weeks, October 15th, which will be the last one for October. We'll be talking to Roger Earl. Roger is the drummer of the band Foghat. Remember? Slow Ride. Remember that song? They have a brand new album called Under the Influence, which I believe is like their 16th or 17th album. So Roger Earl, the drummer, love talking to drummers, and he's the drummer for Foghat. And he'll be with us on October 15th. Then we'll be coming up on Halloween. We're trying to get something together there. Hopefully, we'll have our paranormal investigators in here again this Halloween. So we shall see. Still go over to Facebook. The question tonight, and I have over 400 responses. If you're stuck in an elevator with a rock star, dead or alive, who would it be? And I'll read some of those coming up. And, of course, Singing with the Sam. We are going to tackle a classic, a number one song from 1985. Raised a lot of money, and I don't think our singing will hurt it, but, it never helps. It's all straight ahead. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM around the world at 105theriver.net. Decades with joeekramer.com, and, of course, the Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device. We'll be right back. Hang on.
This is the sound of the 80s generation on WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Hey, this is Tom Kiefer from Cinderella.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mark. Hey, this is Brian. And this is KT from Color Me Bad. Hey, everybody, this is Bill Leverty of Firehouse. Hey, this is Gunnar Nelson from Nelson. I can't live without your love and affection. I can't face another night on my own.
You are rocking on Decades.
Decades. And you're listening to my friend Joey Kramer on Decades.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer. Only on 105 The River.
Oh, the night goes by so quick. This is Retro Radio, the 80s, the 90s, and more, and more, and more. Because we just all keep on getting older, but I love looking back at all this great music, including this one from Stevie Wonder, Part-Time Lover. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio.
Hang up the phone to let me know you made it home. Don't want nothing to be wrong with part-time lover. If she's with me, I'll blink the lights to let you know tonight's the night for me and you, my part-time lover. We are undercover fashion on the run.
It's Joe E. Kramer with Decades.
Northeast PA's 105 The River.
Hi, everybody. This is Mike Reno of Loverboy, and you're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
Ask any girl in this lonely world. Ask any girl, she'll say, make it last forever. I'm holding out my hand, I finally understand. So turn out the lights, oh yeah, we'll make it last forever. I've been down the streets of desire. Sometimes I was so uninspired. You found what was locked up inside of me. Oh, this could be the night
Retro Radio and Loverboy from 1986. This could be the night on Decades.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
As we roll 5 full hours of retro radio every single Saturday night, of course, live on the radio tonight. The podcast happens on Tuesday nights, so you can tune into this show commercial-free Tuesday nights on Spreaker.com. Also at the website decadeswithjoeekramer.com. She had her new album, Unbreakable, out. She postponed her tour for planning her family with her husband, Wissam. Who knows what's next for Janet Jackson? Rhythm Nation on Decades.
Protest, the social injustice.
crack open a new Coke and slip on those leg warmers. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio.
That is the full uncut. I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star from the Purple Rain soundtrack, as it should be. They always played together. 2 songs in one. Now, the whole thing about Prince is when he passed away, they said, oh, he's got all this music in a vault. It could go on forever and ever. Now, when he first passed away, they said, you know what? He really liked Billy Joel, and he covered Billy Joel songs nonstop, which is true. He did like Billy Joel, and he did do a lot of Billy Joel songs. But obviously, there is a lot of music that Prince was working on. See, Prince would start working on something, and he would get another idea, and he would start working on that, and he'd get another idea, and he'd start working on that. So he has a lot of music some that's not complete, some that is complete, and hopefully we're going to hear this music because, you know, he died terribly. It was awful what happened, but I want to hear some new music from Prince because the guy was a genius. Whether you know, whatever happened to him at the end, musically, no doubt in my mind that Prince was an absolute genius when it came to making a pop record, a hit. He knew how to do it. So hopefully we'll hear something new from Prince in the next maybe year, 2 years. Who knows? Who knows? All right, we're slowly winding down another edition of Decades. How'd you like Singing with the Sam tonight? We did We Are the World. If you missed it, you're going to check it out on the podcast. I'm going to start splitting the podcast apart. So if you want to hear the interview for tonight, you can listen to that. If you want to hear Hairspray at 8, which I've already separated, you can listen to that. If you want to hear Singing with the Sam, you can hear that. So you don't have to shuffle all the way through to hear certain things. I would much rather you listen to the whole thing. But I know we're going to wrap things up next. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM around the world at 105theriver.net. Decades with JoeEKramer.com and the Radio Bold app. We'll be right back. Hang on.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer. Turn it up.
Factory
This is where the past comes alive. Decades with Joe E. Kramer on 105 The River. Still cool to roll those jeans. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
There once was a time and there once was a way. We had something going, and to my dismay, attention to me seemed to drift, though I don't know where. And when we're alone, seems there's nothing to say. I bring up the topic, you push it away. You say that you do, but I think it's just you don't care. Why do I feel you're using me? Lifestyle can change, don't be afraid what you think's in store. I know what's on your mind, you've got lots to lose. Your shallow acquaintance is what's there to choose. You won't get too deep even though I would so much more. So think about it carefully.
Do you want to hustle? That's right. Do you want to salsa? That's right. Do you want to hustle? That's right.
that's how you want it, that's how it'll be. There's no use in trying or making you see that love don't come easy, you don't know what it's about. To get things together won't take anything. Need to see it from you never again. From this day on, lesson learned, no more games, count me out. And you know what I talk about.
Smile for a while, let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can.
I know now's the time that I went to find something new. You know it's your crime that I'm not to find someone to.
Total Reach Radio, this is Decades. I beg your pardon, it's Con Canyon. I can't forget to play some Weird Al Yankovic tonight. Always get a bunch of Facebook requests. Let's do the Brady Bunch. Weird Al, this is Decades.
You can watch Mr. Rogers, you can watch Three's Company, and you can turn on Fame or the Newlywed Game or the Addams Family. Say, you can watch Barney Miller, and you can watch your MTV, and you can watch till your eyes fall out of your head. That'll be okay with me. And you can watch You can watch Johnny Carson, you can watch Phil Donahue, and you can use TV Guide to help you decide with a capitalized review. Say, you can watch 60 Minutes, even Captain Kangaroo, but there's only one set, so whatever you watch, well, you know I gotta watch it too. Say, give it up, give it up, television's taking its toll. That's enough, give me the remote control. I've been nice, I've been good, please don't do this to me. Turn it off, I don't wanna have to see the Brady Bunch. Not the Brady Bunch, well the Brady Bunch, yeah the Brady Bunch. It's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like the mother, the youngest one in curls. It's the story of a man named Brady who was busy with three boys of his own. There were four men living all together, yeah, but they were all alone. Until the one day, when the lady met the fellow, and they knew it was much more than a hunch, that the group, this group must somehow form a family. That's the way they all became the Brady Bunch. Well, the Brady Bunch, yeah, the Brady Bunch. Well, the Brady Bunch, oh, it's the Brady Bunch. It's the Brady Bunch, oh, the Brady Bunch, yeah, oh, the Brady Bunch. It's the Brady Bunch. Well, it's the Brady Bunch. Oh, it's the Brady Bunch. Oh, it's the Brady Bunch. It's the Brady Bunch.
It's Joe E. Kramer with Decades.
105 The River.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5 for service and devotion.
just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and you never get the credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you think about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it, and you spend your life putting money in his wallet. 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind.
Total Reach Radio, this is Decades. That's the way you end another Saturday night. Dolly Parton, 1981, 1980 into 1981. What a great movie, too. Who hasn't seen 9 to 5? And, of course, just the beginning of that. It goes through my mind. I have that song stuck in my head all night long now. 9 to 5, Dolly Parton, over 200 million albums she has sold, and I hear she's still spectacular. All real, by the way, if you know what I mean, in concert. Hey, got to thank Howard Jones tonight for taking part of the Decades Artist Spotlight. I'm so happy when these guys, agree to do interviews. It's fantastic. I try to do them as often as I can. During the summer, a little tough because a lot of them are out on tour. So now as we get into the winter, they're sitting around and they'll talk to me more. In 2 weeks, October 15th, we're going to have Roger Earl here. Roger Earl is from the band Foghat. Remember his song Slow Ride from the 1970s? They have a brand new album called Under the Influence. So we'll be talking about that on October 15th. Michael Sweet's going to be with us coming up. Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale. Chesney Hawks will be here. Johnny Mathis will be with us again on Christmas. So a lot of stuff going on. We have our Halloween show coming up in a bit. We'll talk about that more next week. Check out the podcast on Tuesday. Tonight's show, commercial free. And you can go to our website, decadeswithjoekramer.com, which will link you right to the podcast. Make it a great week. I will talk to you next Saturday night. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM, and around the world at 105theriver.net, decadeswithjoekramer.com, and, of course, the Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device. Make it a great week. I will talk to you next Saturday night.